Hello and welcome to our very first Atlas Answers session for the 2026-2027 school year. We are so excited to get to support you for another year. My name is Rain Sims. I'm an assistive technology specialist with Atlas, and today we're going to be talking about our Atlas program and the no-cost ways that Atlas can support Indiana educators. Okay, so an overview of our services. The Atlas Project, we offer an equipment lending library. This is a no-cost service. All of our services are no cost, which is really awesome. So we have an equipment lending library of assistive technology devices. We do loans of those devices as well. We do demonstrations in person or on the computer. We also will work one-on-one with educators around the state of Indiana to help educators figure out what type of assistive technology might be most helpful for their students. And then we kind of work in conjunction with our lending library, where once we figure out some options that might work for their student, the educator can loan those devices for 6 weeks at a time. So we do those equipment demonstrations, we do those technical assistance services. We also have workshops and trainings, which we'll also talk more about today, as well as a pretty extensive and ever-growing loan library, as well as a repository of Apple apps that are available to loan as well. Okay, and here is our Atlas team. So there are now 7 of us. If you had worked with us a few years ago, we started off fairly small, but now we have grown to 7. We've added some more AT specialists as well as a lending library assistant. And so if you work with Atlas, then you'll at least work with one of us. But it's very likely that you'll work with multiple people and see kind of multiple of these faces. So these are who will be supporting you when you reach out to Atlas. And then kind of our two primary services that we offer to educators in Indiana are our technical assistance services and our equipment loans. So the kind of the distinction between these two is that technical assistance is where you will work one-on-one with one of our specialists for on-site and virtual support. This is where we help you select assistive technology that might work for your student, and then you get to keep any items that you want to trial for that 6-week period. So for technical assistance, you'll submit a TA request form. You can do that through our website, and I'll also have a QR code on the next slide too. And then we also have equipment loans. So maybe you've used the piece of assistive technology before, or maybe it's pretty self-explanatory, like maybe a magnifier bar that you place over text, that maybe you don't need someone to come out and show you how to use it. But if you don't need that hands-on assistance, you can also request items directly from our catalog. Items are shipped to you at your school for 6 weeks at no cost, and we'll also include a return shipping label to help you return those items at the end of the loan period. So that's kind of more of an independent way that you can try items out, utilize our lending library, and see what's right for your student. And then for those equipment loans, it's a bit of a different process. You wouldn't submit the TA request form. Instead, you can request items directly through our new MyTurn catalog. So previously, we were using a platform called AT for All. If you used our services last year, you may already be familiar with that. But this year we've transitioned to a new platform called MyTurn that we are hoping will provide a better experience for all of our educators. And so I've included the link for that as well there, k12atlas.myturn.com. And I've also included our email address too. If you have any other questions or you're not sure which option is right for you, reach out to us. We are happy to work with you and figure out your situation and help you out from there. So a little bit more about our technical assistance services. I do have the QR code on the screen here, so you can scan that with your phone and fill out the request form. It'll ask for some information about you, your student, their needs, as well as where you're located in Indiana, because our technical assistance services are in person. So you'll get to consult with one of our AT specialists. Typically, you'll consult either on the phone or a video call just to kind of learn about your needs, where then we will schedule an in-person visit. We'll bring some assistive technology items that might work for your student, and we'll kind of see how those work there. We can also train your team on using the tools as well. So some of our tools are a little bit more challenging to learn how to use. But we don't want that to be a barrier to using it, especially if it could be a great option for your student. So we are happy to train your whole team on how to use that tool. And again, all at no cost. For the equipment loan side of it, the MyTurn website, so k12atlas.myturn.com, that is where you're able to browse, request, and reserve items directly through our MyTurn catalog. So if you already know what you want, you can figure out how to use it on your own, things like that, then that can be a really great option where items just get shipped to you, and then you ship it back at the end of the loan period. And then we also offer a variety of workshops and trainings. I have a number of different topics listed here, but I also want to say that we will also work with you to develop a training for your team. Maybe it's a team of a few people, a few educators, or maybe it's one of your district-wide PD days where there's going to be a lot of educators there. We can work with you to see what your needs are, how long you need the training or workshop to be, the level of how interactive you want it to be, and we can really customize them to your needs. And these are also all at no cost, which is a really great opportunity for educators because we have a lot of different topics and we can even work with you if you need something else. And in order to request that, please also reach out to us via that technical assistance request form, the same one that you would use a couple slides ago that I have the QR code there for. Okay, I also wanted to highlight a few of our popular items. So some of our popular items include iPads. You're probably very familiar with iPads, but one special thing about loaning an iPad from Atlas is that once you have an iPad from Atlas in your hands, you have access to any of the 400 plus Apple apps that we have in our library. So this could include communication apps, this could include PDF readers, note takers, handwriting to text apps. We have a whole lot of them, and you can browse them, download them to the device once you already have it. And it's a really great option to get to try out different apps before recommending for purchase through your district. Some other popular items that we have in our library are our communication items. We have quite a range of these, ranging from kind of the low-tech end, where maybe it's pictures with Velcro on the back of them, and you put them in order to make a sentence or a message. We also have sort of the mid-tech devices as well that maybe take batteries and have some sort of electronic component, but are not as high tech as like a screen iPad, something like that. We also have high tech and kind of the ultra high tech devices as well, like the Accent 1000 is an example of a speech generating device that we have available for loan, as well as devices that are entirely controlled using a person's eyes, which can be a really great option for a student with communication needs who also has a mobility impairment. Some other of our popular items are our Switch adapted toys and games. We believe really strongly that students with mobility impairments shouldn't have fewer options for toys and games. And so we have a lot of these, and we are also growing our catalog of them as well. So we have things like a Switch adapted drum, an adapted game like Hi Ho Cherry-O, as well as stuffed animals like plushies. Like this one is Colt the Trotting Horse, and he's got a little cord on his back end there that you can plug in something like this red switch into to activate Colt. And then I also wanted to highlight some of our popular learning tools as well. These are super popular from our catalog. Things like the C Pen Reader, which is about the size of a pen or a chunky highlighter. You drag it along text and it'll read text aloud to you, which can be a real game changer, as well as time management or executive function items like a time timer watch, which can be a nice discreet way to visually see the time. As well as things like a sensory discrimination kit, which is a really nice learning tool for some of your students who are, learning different textures and need that sort of engagement there. All right, lastly, I wanted to include again our Atlas website. It is k12atlas.eastersealstech.com, as well as our catalog, our MyTurn catalog, where you can explore our AT catalog and request items. I also included some of our social media links as well and our email address at the bottom. Thank you so much, and we are so excited for this school year and so looking forward to working with you.